run up to this Tuesday's midterm elections, which promise either joy or disappointment. Think of it like hearing this music coming up the street. Yep, it might be an ice cream truck, but it also might be that weird guy who drives a Toyota Tercel and only plays Calliope covers of Turkey in the Straw. What I'm saying is, it could very much still go either way. Now, Trump this week made his final argument to his base, occasionally veering off message, like when he suddenly brought up the possibility that Republicans could lose the House.
It could happen. Could happen. We're doing very well, and we're doing really well in the Senate, but could happen. And you know what you do? My whole life. You know what I say? Don't worry about it. I'll just figure it out. Does that make sense?
You know what? That does actually kind of make sense. Trump has failed upward for 72 straight years. Why should he stop now? When Trump finds himself at the pearly gates, there's a non-zero chance that he'll get in, marry 3 hot angels and be elected the next god. Now, this campaign at every level has been exceptional for its negativity. Take California Congressman Duncan Hunter, who gained notoriety a couple of years ago for vaping in a congressional hearing, which is exactly what you'd expect a congressman named Duncan Hunter to do. Hunter then went extremely negative during his campaign in an attack ad against his opponent.
Amar Kapaнаjar is working to infiltrate Congress. He's used 3 different names to hide his family's ties to terrorism. His grandfather masterminded the Munich Olympic massacre.
He is being supported by CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood. This is a well-orchestrated plan.
Amar Kapaнаjar, a risk we can't ignore.
OK, so there is a lot to unpack there, but let's start with the fact that you are arguing that this guy changed his name multiple times so that Americans wouldn't associate him with terrorism and landed on Amar Kapaнаjar. You'd have thought he might go with something safer like James Wonderbread or Benjamin America Face or something that really plays to the Islamophobic crowd like Duncan Hunter. And look, I'm not going to go through everything untrue in that ad. Suffice to say that the Washington Post gave it a rating of 4 Pinocchios, although I'm surprised it didn't get just 1 Pinocchio that hung itself with a suicide note saying, "I have seen what your world has to offer those who are different, and I no longer wish to be a real boy in it." And it is hard to call Kapaнаjar a security threat when he had a security clearance for his past work in the Obama White House, which, for the record, is something that Cloud Chaser over here probably couldn't get, because he and his wife are currently under indictment for illegally using $250,000 of campaign funds on personal expenses. Now, they have pled not guilty, but the indictment itself is incredible, alleging Hunter spent $14,000 on a family vacation to Italy, $462 for 30 shots of tequila and 1 steak at a bachelor party, $835 on Riverdance tickets, and $250 to fly a family pet, a rabbit, to Washington, D.C., which is basically just a $250 way to freak your rabbit the fuck out. It's a burrowing herbivore. No part of it is jazzed to be launched into the sky. You think your ears pop? You don't know shit. You don't know shit about popping ears. Now, things have also been very spicy in Iowa's 4th, where Congressman Steve King, who has a history of flirting with white nationalists, has gotten in hot water for, among other things, meeting with an Austrian party founded by an SS officer in August. And when asked about that this week, he did not take it well.
And this is over if he keeps talking.
Why did you travel to Austin?
This is over if you don't stop talking. I'm leaving.
I think he's given his answer. I think that his answer is his answer. Yeah, that's what sir.
Stop it!
Stop it! That is a spectacular whiff when the question is simply, are you a white supremacist? People who aren't white supremacists say no. Even people who are white supremacists know to say no, so it takes a special mix of racism and stupid to fuck that one up. King has since lost a number of supporters, including the corporate PACs of Land O'Lakes, Purina, and our parent company AT&T, which is a little weird because King has been pretty much exactly this racist for years now, including once tweeting, "Culture and demographics are our destiny. We can't restore our civilization with somebody else's babies." Even neo-Nazi website Daily Stormer has said, and I quote, "Steve King is basically an open white nationalist at this point." So the news really shouldn't be these companies bailed on him so much as they were OK with him for a shockingly long time. Although, of course, AT&T didn't catch on to King's white nationalism. Picking up on clear signals isn't exactly their forte. How do you like them apples, business daddy? How do you like it? I bet you don't like those apples, do you? And all that toxicity makes you grateful for the glorious silliness of what happened this week in Nebraska's 1st congressional district.